They said her father's death was an accident, a tragic fall from the cliffs. But when Eleanor Whitmore opened a letter written in blood ink and signed by no one, she discovered something far darker. Her family was cursed, bound by secrets buried beneath their ancestral estate. A mother who was never truly dead, a father who refused to rest in his grave, and a daughter destined to bring vengeance to both. This is the story of the daughter's revenge. The wind came crawling down from the moors that night, dragging the scent of rain, and peeked through the narrow chimneys of Hollow Grange. The house, once proud and golden with light, now stood as a monument to grief, its windows boarded on one side, its gardens consumed by ivy and blackthorn. Inside, the dying fire struggled in the hearth. Lady Eleanor Whitmore sat in her father's armchair, the leather creaking under her weight. The old man had been gone for 3 weeks now, buried in the Whitmore family plot near the ruined chapel. Yet his voice still whispered in every corridor. Eleanor's fingers trembled over the envelope that had arrived that morning, bearing no seal, only her name written in an angular, almost violent hand. Miss Eleanor Whitmore, Hollow Grange. She turned it over and over, afraid to open it, for something about it felt wrong, too deliberate, too expectant. Finally, she slid a silver letter opener under the edge and unfolded the single sheet within. Your father's death was no accident. He did not fall from the cliff, he was pushed. And the one who pushed him still walks free, wearing the face of your kin. Seek the truth in the portrait gallery. Midnight. Her heart thudded violently. She rose, the chair scraping against the stone floor. The portrait gallery had been locked since the funeral she had not dared to enter. That was where her father had been last seen, arguing with someone, a shadowed figure whose identity the servants refused to name. She stared at the note again. The handwriting stirred something half buried in her memory. It was neither masculine nor delicate, something in between. Could it be her cousin Beatrice? Or worse, her mother's former maid, dismissed in disgrace years ago? She rang the bell. Within moments, the old housekeeper, Mrs. Tilling, shuffled into the room. Mrs. Tilling, Eleanor said quietly. Who brought this? The woman frowned, squinting. A boy from the village, miss. Said it came from the post in York. But the stamp, well, it's foreign. French, I believe. French, Eleanor whispered. No one in France writes to me. That night, as the clock struck 12, she took a candle and a key from her father's desk. The long corridor leading to the gallery felt endless. The air smelled of dust, varnish, and the faint metallic tang of decay. When she turned the key, the door moaned open. Rows of Whitmore ancestors stared down from their frames, severe men in wigs, pale women draped in velvet. The flame flickered in her trembling hand as she advanced. Then she saw it, the portrait of her mother, Lady Eleanor Whitmore, restored only a month before her death 15 years ago. Yet something was wrong. There was a faint slit at the lower edge of the frame, as if someone had pried it open. She set the candle down and reached out. The frame shifted under her fingers, then creaked open like a door. Inside, behind the portrait, was a narrow alcove. A small mahogany box rested within. She opened it. Inside lay a sealed diary bound in black leather, and beneath it, a lock of silver hair tied with a ribbon. Her father's handwriting adorns the inside cover. For Eleanor, when I am gone, the truth must find her. She opened the diary. The first entries were tender love letters to Helena, written before their marriage. But as she read further, the tone darkened. Helena no longer trusts me. She speaks with that Frenchman again, the one who calls himself Dr. Vardon. She says he understands her dreams. I fear she conspires against me. There are nights I wake to find her gone, wandering the moors with a lantern. Further pages were torn out, but one last entry, half burnt, remained. If I should die before the thaw, it will be her doing. She has learned the cold rites of her mother's blood. Beware the daughter, she carries her gift. Eleanor froze. The daughter. What did he mean? Her candle guttered. A gust of wind slams the far door open. Somewhere in the shadows, a whisper slid through the air, her mother's voice. Soft and cold as winter rain. He feared me. As he will fear you, too. Eleanor spun around, but the gallery was empty. Only the portraits watched her. She clutched the diary to her chest and fled. In her chamber, she could not sleep. The note, the diary, the voice, they tangled in her mind until dawn broke grey over the moors. By morning, she made her decision. She would travel to York to find this Dr. Vardon. If he lived, He knew the truth about her parents and about herself, but as she packed her small trunk, she noticed something strange. The wax seal on the diary had melted during the night, and beneath it, faintly, a second layer of writing revealed itself in the candlelight. Invisible ink turned brown with heat. It read only 3 words: "I am alive. York." 3 days later, the city lay under a low, sullen sky, and the gas lamps burned weakly through the drizzle. Eleanor's carriage stopped before a narrow house on Street Peters Lane, the address she had found scribbled inside her father's diary. The door bore a tarnished brass plaque: Dr. Lucien Vardon, phrenologist and hypnotist. She hesitated, her gloves trembling. A servant in black opened the door. "Dear, Vardon is expecting you," he said, as though reading her mind. The room she entered smelled of incense and damp books. Mirrors covered the walls, catching the light of a dozen candles. In the center sat a tall man in a dark frock coat, his hair streaked with white though his face seemed young. His eyes were grey, unreadable. "Miss Whitmore," he said softly, "I knew you would come." She stiffened. "You sent the letter. I merely delivered what your mother began." "My mother is dead." He smiled faintly. "Is she? Or did you not read the message your father hid for you?" Eleanor felt her throat tighten. "You knew him." "I knew both of them. Your mother saw truth beyond reason, your father feared it. Between them, they created something neither could destroy." He motioned toward a small table where a crystal sphere rested beside a silver-handled knife. "Sit, and I will show you what he hid." Despite every instinct, she obeyed. Her pulse thundered in her ears. He spoke in a low chant, French, Latin, words she could not grasp. The candlelight thickened, shadows bending inward. For a heartbeat, she saw her reflection multiply in every mirror, hundreds of versions of herself, each with a slightly different face. Then she saw her mother. Lady Helena appeared within the glass, not aged, not decayed, alive, luminous, her eyes burning like embers. "My child," the reflection whispered, "they told you I was gone, but I lingered between worlds. I could not rest while he lived." Eleanor trembled. "You mean father? He betrayed me. He used me. And when I sought my freedom, he tried to destroy me through you?" "Through me. He feared the gift that runs in our blood, the gift of remembrance. You feel it, don't you? The dreams, the voices, the things you see before they happen." Eleanor's lips parted, but no words came. Since childhood, she had hidden those visions, fearing madness. "He pushed me from the cliff," her mother said, "but not before I cursed him. The same curse now burns in you." The mirrors trembled. In each one, her father's face appeared pale, hollow-eyed, whispering her name, "Doctor." Vardon stepped closer. "You see now what binds you to them both. Your revenge is not against a man, but a bloodline that consumes itself. To break it, one must die by the other's hand." Eleanor gasped. "You want me to kill him, but he's already dead." Vardon's smile deepened. "Is he?" He reached behind her into a cabinet and drew out a jar. Inside it, floating in dark liquid, was a pale human hand. On its finger gleamed her father's signet ring. Eleanor recoiled. What is this?" "He lives," Vardon said calmly. "Half in this world, half in hers. He called upon forces he did not understand. His spirit feeds on yours even now." She felt a sudden chill, like fingers pressing on her spine. Her reflection in the mirror shifted, her eyes turning the same cold grey as her father's. "No," she whispered. "This isn't real." "Oh, it is," Vardon said. "The question is, will you embrace your mother's legacy, or let your father devour you as he devoured her?" He placed the knife in her trembling hand. The metal was warm. "Midnight," he said. "Return to Hollow Grange. The truth will come to you. Do not resist it." She fled into the rain, clutching the knife and the diary. That night, Hollow Grange waited like a sleeping beast. The house seemed alive, doors breathing, windows watching. She walked to her father's study, the air thick with the scent of wax and damp wood. She set the diary on the desk and whispered, "Show me the truth." The flame of her candle flickered, then burst higher. Words bled through the pages, her father's last confession. "I could not kill her. I buried her alive beneath the chapel. The daughter will finish what I began." Eleanor's heart stopped. Beneath the chapel, she grabbed the lantern and ran. The crypt door groaned open. Cold air surged up from the blackness below. She descended, her light shaking. And there, against the far wall, stood a coffin, its lid cracked open. Inside lay not a corpse, but a woman breathing faintly, her hair silver as moonlight. Her eyes opened. "You came," Helena whispered. "Now it ends." Eleanor fell to her knees, tears spilling. "Mother, he buried you, he feared what I would become. But I am not your enemy." From the shadows behind them came a whisper, his voice. "Eleanor." Her father's figure emerged from the darkness, pale, translucent, his eyes hollow. "Finish it," he murmured. "End this curse." Helena rose, her voice a low wail. "She will not. She is mine." The two forms, ghost and flesh, merged like smoke and fire, twisting in agony. Eleanor screamed, raising the knife. For a moment, she saw both faces in one, her mother's grief, her father's hatred. And then, with one desperate cry, she drove the blade into her own heart. Light exploded through the crypt. When the servants found her at dawn, she lay peacefully beside the empty coffin, no wound, no blood, only a faint smile on her lips. The diary and the knife were gone, but in the portrait gallery above, the painting of Lady Helena now showed to women, mother and daughter, standing side by side, their hands clasped, their eyes alight with a secret fire, and the plaque beneath bore a new inscription: "Vengeance fulfilled, blood remembers." The villagers of Hollowmere still speak of the night the old Whitmore estate burned. They say the flames began in East Wing, near the portrait gallery, and spread to fast for reason. No lightning struck, no candles had been lit, yet by dawn, Hollow Grange was a skeleton of ash and smoke. No body was ever found, not Eleanor's, not her mother's. Only the portrait survived, impossibly untouched by the fire. Two women, hand in hand, their eyes alive beneath the soot. When the vicar arrived to bless the ruins, he found a single object among the stones, a small silver knife, its blade blackened but unbroken. On the hilt were engraved 3 words in Latin: Sangue meminit, blood remembers. After that day, strange things began to happen in the valley. At dusk, villagers saw a lantern moving across the moors, though no one dared follow it. Dogs howled at the chapel ruins. Some swore they heard 2 voices, one older, one young, whispering prayers in a forgotten tongue. By autumn, a new family purchased the land, a banker from London, his wife, and their small daughter. They rebuilt part of the house, though the workers refused to touch the eastern wing. One night, the child awoke screaming. Her mother rushed in, found her pointing toward the corner of the room. "There were 2 ladies," the girl whispered. "They were smiling. They said the house belongs to them." The mother dismissed it as a dream until she noticed soot marks on the wall, forming the faint outline of 2 clasped hands. The banker tried to sell the property soon after, but no buyer came. Those who visited said the air inside felt too heavy, as if the house itself remembered. Years later, when the ruins finally crumbled into ivy and earth, locals began calling the place the Sisters' Hollow. Children left flowers near the old chapel, whispering that the Lady of the Lanterns still guarded the moors from those who came seeking greed or vengeance. And on certain nights when fog rolled in from the sea, travelers claimed to see 2 figures walking side by side across the cliffs, their gowns rippling in the wind, their faces pale but peaceful. One carried a lantern, the other a silver blade that shimmered like moonlight. Neither looked back.